You know that moment where everything just freezes? Where the world goes silent, and your breath catches because what you just saw doesn't even feel real. That was me watching the end of the Gilded Age Season 3, Episode 6. And I'm not even exaggerating. 1 second I'm thinking, okay, things are finally falling into place. And the next, boom. Out of nowhere. Horse. Carriage. John Adams lying lifeless on the ground. Are you kidding me? Look, the Gilded Age has always been about drama, but this was different. This wasn't gossip or a ballroom showdown. This was a straight-up life-or-death moment. And honestly, it hit harder than I thought it would. John Adams, man. He wasn't even a main character, right? But he mattered. Especially to Oscar. Their whole history, the tension, the what-ifs, it all just got ripped away in 1 second. And the way they left it? Him just lying there, no movement, no closure. It felt brutal. And I know what you're thinking. Maybe he survives. Maybe next episode starts with him waking up, bandaged, recovering. But the Gilded Age doesn't usually play like that. Up until now, they haven't really killed anyone off in such a violent, shocking way. So this moment felt like the show screaming, we're not playing it safe anymore. It changes the whole game. And it makes me wonder, was this about drama, or was it something darker? Because let's be real. If they actually kill off John Adams, they're leaning into that awful bury your gays trope. You know, the one where queer characters get sidelined or killed for shock value. I hope that's not what's happening here. I really do. Because Oscar's story deserves more than that. Their relationship had depth, conflict, and history. This shouldn't be the end. But let's pull back for a second, because that's not the only fire this episode lit. George Russell. He's in deep. Like, deeper than we've ever seen him. And you know what started the downfall? Clay. His right-hand man. The guy who's been there from the start. Fired. Tossed aside. And now? Clay's flipping the script. Clay knows everything. I mean everything. Where the secrets are buried, who said what, which deal was actually dirty. And the moment he links up with Risley Sage? It's game over. The next day, the newspapers are already tearing George apart. That's how fast things spiral. Let me break it down. 1. George makes a risky move, fires Clay. 2. Clay gets salty understandably and teams up with the enemy. 3. George's reputation tanks overnight. It's textbook revenge. But it doesn't feel petty. It feels personal. Like Clay's not just mad. He's hurt. Betrayed. And honestly, I kinda get it. That's what makes this season so wild. Everyone's fighting their own war. And it's not just business deals or societal drama. It's betrayal. It's pain. It's real consequences. Even Gladys finally got her moment. And let me tell you, I was cheering. Gladys Veer, the girl who was always a pawn in Bertha's plans. She became the Duchess she was born to be. It took pain to get there. That marriage to Hector? A mess. Lady Sarah? A nightmare. But when Bertha shows up in England, phew. The energy shifted. You could feel it. Bertha didn't come to play games. And for once, she actually stood up for her daughter. Taught her how to take control. And Gladys? She listened. When she stood up to Lady Sarah, took charge of Sidmouth Castle, and owned her power. It was magic. It was everything. But let's not forget Bertha helping her now doesn't erase the past. All those years of control, manipulation, pressure? That damage is still there. You could see it in Gladys' eyes. The tears. The hesitation. But watching them team up, even if just for one episode, it gave me hope. And then there's Marian. God, Marian. I want to root for her. I really do. But she keeps running from her own happiness. This time? It's Larry. Sweet, dependable, head over heels in love Larry. They get engaged, it's all sunshine and roses, and then, boom. She finds out he went to the Haymarket. And okay, sure. He should have told her. But he didn't lie. He didn't cheat. He was just there for a friend's bachelor party. And get this, he even did something good. He found Maud Beaton. Helped Oscar get closure. But none of that matters to Marian. She hears Haymarket and flips. She breaks off the engagement. Just like that. Doesn't wait. Doesn't ask for the full story. Just runs. And I get it. She's been burned before. She's scared. But damn. It hurts watching someone destroy their own shot at happiness because they're too afraid to believe it's real. And then, just when I thought we were done feeling things, Jack Trotter. The man, the myth, the footman turned inventor. His arc this season has been one of my favorites. He goes from serving tea to cashing a $300,000 check. But the money? It doesn't change him. Jack doesn't want to leave the Venrines. That house is his home. Those people are his family. And when Ada basically pushes him out, it stings. You can feel it. He's confused, heartbroken, and still, he leaves with grace. Even leaves gifts for the household. That man is pure gold. But you know what stings more? Ada lying about it. Acting like Jack just chose to move on. No, girl. You forced him out. And now? I think she regrets it. You can see it. She messed up. And Jack? He deserved better. Oh, and don't even get me started on the whole who's leaking Bertha's secrets to the press thing. That subplot is heating up fast. Mrs. Bruce thinks she's cracked the case. All signs point to Miss Andre, Bertha's new lady's maid. Too curious. Too nosy. Always lingering. She knows things she shouldn't. Like exact dress choices, private conversations, even stuff about Gladys. And the show's painting her as the obvious villain. But, I'm not so sure. It feels too obvious. Like, what if it's someone else? Someone we trust? Let me throw a name out there, Mr. Borden. Yeah. The butler. He's made a few shady comments lately. And if you look close, he's always lurking, listening. What if it's him? What if we're blaming Miss Andre and the real snake is hiding in plain sight? This is what I love about the Gilded Age. It's not just drama. It's layered. Complex. Every character has depth. Every choice has consequences. And this episode? It was a storm. Emotional. Raw. Unpredictable. So let me ask you, this: is John Adams really dead? Do you think Oscar can recover from this? Is Marian ever going to let herself love someone without self-sabotage? And will Gladys finally get the respect she deserves, not just from society, but from her own mother? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know what you think. Because this community? We see the deeper layers. We don't just watch shows. We feel them. And if you're feeling this too, if you're yelling at the screen like I did, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this with someone who's still screaming at the ending of episode 6. Because we are not done talking about this. The next 2 episodes? They're going to be chaos. And we're gonna be here, breaking it all down, together. Because this is our show. This is our space. And we're not just fans. We're a family. So stick around. Because the story's just getting started. And you know what? This isn't just about watching a show. It's about living it. Feeling every twist like it's our own life being flipped upside down. It's that moment when the music fades, and your heart drops, and you just stare at the screen like, no way. No way. That's the kind of storytelling the Gilded Age is giving us right now. It's not just a drama. It's a full-on experience. And honestly, it's addicting. What I keep thinking about is how every single character is standing on a cliff. One wrong move and it's over. George could lose everything. Bertha might get exposed. Marian could ruin her chance at real love. And Oscar? If John Adams really is gone, he might just break. We don't talk enough about how much pain Oscar hides behind that charm. And if this is the end for John, what does that do to him? So here's what I want from you: let's keep this conversation alive. In the comments, tell me your predictions. Who do you think is behind the leaks? Will Gladys finally outgrow her mother's shadow? Will Jack come back? Will Marian ever learn to trust? I'll be reading them all. Because I know this community? We get it. We see beyond the surface. We're the people who catch the details others miss. We're the ones who feel the weight of every scene. If this episode ripped you open like it did me, show some love. Tap that like. Smash that subscribe. And if you know someone who's been sleeping on the Gilded Age, send this to them. Wake them up. Because what just happened in episode 6? It changes everything. Stay close. Because I'll be breaking down every second of episode 7 the moment it airs. This ride isn't slowing down. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.